Hey guys, this is Jacko from Muddy Tiger Outdoors, and we're headed over to Wichita Mountain Wildlife Refuge. Today was the weekend that we were supposed to go to Eagle Rock Loop in Arkansas, but it rained, or has been raining for the entire week over there. There's a storm system that has been kind of lingering between Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, so we haven't had a chance to make it over there. This is the second time that we have to cancel it. The water levels are fairly high, and it's just not very safe to make that trip. So we decided instead to go with Plan B, which is going to, like I said, to Wichita Mountain Wildlife Refuge. So we're headed that way, and there's a lot of stuff to see, a lot of stuff to do. Pretty exciting. We left around, probably left around 5:30 in the morning, and it's around 9 o'clock in the morning still, so we're still making our way, and probably going to be there in about I don't know, maybe an hour at the most. So stay tuned, and we'll show you around. Alright guys, so we made it, and I guess bad news for me, I forgot my tripod. Good news is there's some deer over there. I don't know if the camera is going to be able to catch them. There's one right there crossing. So it was only two. We're still getting things sorted out. We're going to leave the car, and we're going to travel a little bit to our campground. We're going to set up for a couple of days. So yeah, we're just kind of getting organized, and we'll head on out. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Alright, so we walked a little bit, and we found a bit of a site there. I think that's going to be the chosen site. There's all kinds of sites all the way around, so it's not too bad. It's a little bit primitive, but not too primitive, so I think we're going to call this home, at least for the night. Alright guys, so we're basically trailblazing over here. We're trying to head to a little bit of a mound that we saw off in the distance. It's right over there. So this is the terrain that we're traversing. So I'll give you guys the elevation data once we get up there, if we can get up there. Huh? What's in there? Oh yeah. Check that out. Very young cactus. We saw a baby squirrel too. I don't think I've ever seen a baby squirrel. But it was kind of cool. It was about this big, just roaming around. Alright, so we're about midway from going up the small mountain thing, rock formation, and this is where we're going. And you know, every now and then, every few steps, I just kind of have to clap with my hands, make noise. I mean, these make a lot of noise, but you know, you never know if there's going to be especially in these rocky formations, some animal just you know, resting, taking some shade, and I don't want to, you know, surprise it or startle it and potentially get aggressive or anything like that. Mountain lions, stuff like that. I mean, chances are that there's nothing up here, or if there is, that they have left. But you know, just, you know, kind of as a precaution, just making some noise. If there's anything there, just make sure that they know that we are coming up. That would be the perfect hideout for some kind of critter in there. So anyway, we're gonna try to be making our way up, and we'll come back at you. All right, so we thought we were halfway back then. Turns out we were wrong. Now we're halfway. That's the top, or the peak. Give you a pretty good 360 view. All right. Tell you what, guys, this is when you really put up to the test the gear that you buy. The things that you think work. This is when you really test them out. Boots, they're working great. The pack is comfortable. Main thing. I've got a lot of weight. I've got about 20 pounds, maybe a little bit more than that. But it's fairly comfortable. Yeah, there's a little bit of moisture accumulating around my shoulders, but it's very doable. Keep in mind we're walking underneath the sun with no protection from the rays of the sun. So for doing that, I think we're all doing pretty good so far. We gotta take it slow. We're getting a lot of elevation very, very quickly, so no need to rush it if we want to make it to the top. I figure I have to get this on video. We've been climbing, rock climbing. There's no easy path. My grandpa's 80. He's up there.
First to the top, of course.
Way ahead of us.
Making everybody else look and feel bad.
Yeah, playing with his GoPro camera. And he's been there for about 5 minutes now, so we got his,
and I can do it. And we're still trying to get up.
Yeah, we gotta catch up with the 80-year-old.
Ching, ching, ching.
All right, made it to the top. There's a view. 360. I mean, it is a small summit, but it's definitely a workout. It's definitely a challenge, and challenge met. So let's keep exploring. Alright guys, quick altitude update. 1,470 feet, which is not a whole lot, but in this neck of the woods is definitely nice. Alright, so after being up here for a while and just trying to see what's around, we decided to make it somewhere over there. See if we can make it to the lake, just to see what we can find. And we'll just kind of play by ear. So we're gonna go and gear up and strap the backpacks on again and head on down. All right, so down we go. And I don't know how the sound quality is gonna be up here because A, I forgot my mic. Now the mic is on. And B, there's a lot of wind up here, so I really apologize. I'm gonna try to do better in the editing process to eliminate the wind noise, but there might be a lot of noise, so down we go. I don't know, but to me it seems a little bit more treacherous going down than going up. Things look a little bit different. Of course, if you take a tumble, you may be screwed. Look at that beautiful flower. There's some bees there trying to feed off of it. It's a little bit of a cactus flower, I think. Don't know which kind, but it's certainly very attractive and colorful. So very cool. All right, so there's a lizard there that I don't think the camera is going to be able to catch, and I don't think he's going to let me get close enough, but he's bright blue or aqua, almost like a turquoise with a yellow or orange head and neck. There he goes. Oh, he left. Went into that little crevice. Oh, there he is. There he is. Let me see if I can use a flashlight on him. Isn't that awesome? Alright, so we're still making our way down to that lake or towards the lake. Very awesome terrain. We're starting to see a little bit more vegetation over here. Taller trees and a little bit more, definitely a lot more wildlife. So there's a lake. So that's where we headed. Having a great time. Alright, so we knew there was going to be a canyon somewhere around here, or maybe a couple of canyon formations. We didn't know what they were, so while heading over to the lake, we found one of them. That's what it looks like. And the breeze, you know, because it's coming from the water, it's definitely it feels very nice. And I'm very upset that I forgot my tripod. Wish I could give you guys a little bit more steady filming. There's a little bit of a dam there. I guess you can go over to the other side, which we will definitely be doing. And there's another dam over there. Alright, so we're going down the steps to the, you know, to cross over the dam. Lal decided to go for the shemag for a little bit of protection from the sun. She left her big hat. She has a big hat, but she left it in the car, so she can't wear it. But take a look at that. Obviously the water level here is a little bit higher on this side of the dam and way down there on the other side of the dam.
¿Cómo es presa? Está estancada el agua.
Isn't that awesome?
Pero
All right, so there's where the open the gate of the dam, or the gates. I don't know if it's got multiple, probably does. So very cool area. You know, this is our first time here. Very glad we came. Still kind of bummed out that we couldn't go to for the second time to Eagle Rock Loop in Arkansas, and bummed out that I don't have my tripod. I left it at home. It was the one thing that I forgot. So I guess it could have been worse. Alright, so here's a little bit of a map of the area. I don't know, it's not a very good map, but it still does the trick. That's where we are right now, where it says parking. That's where we're camping. That's the lake right here, which we can see there. Right now I'm pointing northwest. I'm sorry, yeah, northwest. So, that's it, and we've been walking around here. We came from that big rock formation, mountain, however you want to call it. And tomorrow we're going to try to, or later on today actually, we're going to try to make this loop, and that's Bison Trail. Supposedly there's a lot of bison there. Just a little bit of history of this park. It's been open for a long time. I can't remember exactly the year, but in the 1900s, early 1900s, they reintroduced bison, and the way they did that is they took about 15 bison from the Bronx Zoo in New York, and there were 15 very healthy specimens, and they brought them here to repopulate the area. So there's about, I think, over 600 free-roaming bison just walking about. There's a lot of, about 500 and something heads of longhorn cows, bulls, and the like. And there's just a bunch of different free-roaming wildlife, but the main attraction, or the main, big game, it's the bison and the longhorn. So that's supposedly one of the best places to see the bison if you head out to Bison Trail. So we'll try to make this 6-mile loop sometime in the evening. Right now it's about 12:27, and we're just gonna check out what's over there. We're gonna head back to camp and have some lunch, and we'll hit the trail later on. So, all right, guys. So we decided that this is too much, so we're walking on the road. We're hitchhiking. We give up. I'm joking. We're not giving up. We're just there's a little section of the trail that we have to kind of walk in the pavement. So we're just trying to find out, see what we can see. Alright, so we made it to the lake, and we've been just relaxing a little bit. Just some of us are just dipping our feet in the water, cooling them off a little bit. I decided not to, I don't feel like it. Just catching our breath a little bit so we can head back to camp and eat something, get a little bit batteries recharged. I don't mean like, electronic, actual literal batteries, but our batteries. Some of the locals are telling us that up in the Bison Trail, which is about 6 miles, you can definitely see some bison. There's little groups or small herds just walking about. You just kind of have to make sure you give them enough space, because they will chase you and they will charge. So guy said just give them about 100 yards of space and you should be okay, at least 100 yards. So we'll stick to that. We'll definitely do that. In the meantime, there's the lake view. There's not very many people here, so it's pretty relaxing. We've only seen just a handful of people. We saw a hiker over there and seen some people in this parking lot, just enjoying the view. It's Friday, so I would imagine that probably by tomorrow we'll have a lot more people coming in and potentially joining us in our campsite. There's nobody in our campsite, as you guys saw earlier, so we'll see if it stays like that. There's a lot of campsites, so there's a lot of potential for, you know, just space and giving people enough room to, you know, just to make their camp. So that's where we are right now. I'm gonna start suiting up to make our way back, and we'll show you when it's time to eat. All right, so we had to stop for a little bit. We had to do a little bit of field repair in Laurel's heels. She's getting a little bit of friction at the back of her heel because of the socks. So yeah, we just stopped before it gets bad and brought out the first aid kit. I didn't bring any moleskin, which I should have. We left it at home. So lesson learned. Next time I'll make sure that I carry a little, probably like I don't know, maybe a 5x5 or a 4x4 piece of moleskin, just to kind of make little cuts out of and you know, fix things like that. So anyway, that's what's happening. A little update, and we're still on our way to the campsite. So that's what's happening. So I've been using this Sunto watch right here. You guys have probably seen them in some other videos, and kind of set up a waypoint right at base camp so we would know how to navigate in case we get tangled up. So we've been using it, and so far it's working pretty good. It actually tells me the heading and the distance of the camp. So right now it's telling me that it's this way, which is right over here. Anyway, so pretty accurate GPS navigation from the watch, so pretty happy with it. Of course, you know, there's many features. Well, once I get to use it a lot more, then I'll come up with a review and tell you guys a little bit about it. But so far so good, and I'm kind of glad I set up that waypoint. Otherwise we'd be sort of lost since we're not familiar with this terrain or this place right here, being first time. So there's camp. Those hammocks are kind of a welcoming sight, and I'm glad they're still there. All right, so we made it back to camp. We've been back for a little bit. We're pretty tired, so we're just kind of relaxing a little bit before we start preparing the food. We kind of had to set up the tarp there to have kind of like an eating area, because as you can tell, that's there's plenty of sun there in that bench. So there's my grandpa somewhere over there laying down, and yeah, we're just relaxing for a little bit, trying to catch our breath. So we'll bring you back when we'll start cooking the food. And my mom's coming from over there. She heard some turkeys over there, so she wanted to investigate. I don't know if she found them. Anyway, we'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, so we came to the car to get some of the food, and we saw a flock of turkeys that are over there. I don't think the camera is going to catch them, but let's see if we can get a little closer. There they are running. So it's a big group. It's about 10. They just look like mini dinosaurs just running around. Anyway, a lot of wildlife around here. So we're just gonna go get the food and just eat. We're pretty hungry. All right, so it's food time. It's late lunch. It's almost 2 o'clock, and this is what we're having. A little bit of a chicken salad can with some crackers. So that and a granola bar. So I figure that's probably gonna be good for everybody for lunch. So we're just relaxing, eating, and recovering a little bit. All right, so my phone is starting to run low on battery, so just for that I got one of those sun jacks so we can recharge our stuff. Hopefully you guys are an angle, but I've got the 14 watt, and right now the battery is recharged. I don't know if that's the case with every Sunjack, but mine, when I opened it up out of the box, the battery was completely charged. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug in the phone cord to the battery. There's the Sunjack battery. It's plugged into the cells, and then we're gonna test it. I've never used this, so good first try. And then we're supposed to press the button, plug it in. And there you go. It's charging. All right, so we're just gonna secure these in here so they're not sitting under the sun. I'm gonna take them to the shade. Just kind of bundle everything up, and I'll show you guys later. I'll open up the panels and show you exactly how it works. So I'm just gonna set it over here in the shade. Well, we just got back from just driving around. We wanted to go see what was around. We went to the visitor center, which was pretty nice. There was a little museum there talking about the wildlife and, you know, the effort for, you know, conservation and all that kind of stuff. So it was pretty cool. We just drove around and, you know, took the scenic drive, basically. Go check out. We saw a herd of bison over in the distance. It was probably about, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 heads. And they were too far out to film. Obviously with the GoPro you can zoom. We were trying to get closer pictures with the iPhone, but still they were kind of far away. But we got to see them, so that was pretty cool. So it's about 5:45, and what we're gonna do is we're just kind of sorting out food for tonight and for tomorrow morning. You know, the camp from where we're parking and where the restrooms are, it's probably about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile, maybe a little bit less than that. So we just kind of have to make sure that we are ready for what we're going to be consuming for tonight. So also, good opportunity here to gross you out and show you the bathroom accommodations. It's obviously a very primitive camping site, which we like. We don't complain about that. In fact, I kind of prefer it. Here's the restroom. Not a bad facility at all. It smells like hell, and I don't know if I should show you in there, but it looks like down there's a Lucifer. The flush doesn't work. I don't know what the deal is, but you know, what do you do? I think there's some areas where we can take a shower, or an area where we can take a shower. I think they charge about $2. We may not need it. We'll see. We'll play by ear. So yeah, we're gonna get ready for dinner, or take our food back to camp and get ready for dinner, and then we'll bring you back in. All right, so it's dinner time, and this is what we're gonna have for dinner. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of noodles. Everybody's got one, and some crackers and some trail mix, stuff like that. So right now we're just kind of warming up the water for the soups, and we'll start eating, hopefully. We're all kind of tired, so it's been a hot day. If you're wondering what the temperature was, I think we got close to 95 today, so it was definitely hot. Right now it's finally cooling down. There's some cloud coverage, if you can see it, and we're supposed to have a little bit of rain between 7 and 8. I think it's like 80% chance, but it's only going to be for a couple hours, so it shouldn't be too bad, and it shall pass fairly quick. We already have the tarps set up with the hammocks. I may need to adjust the tarp a little bit. There's the other tarp, so we're pretty much set up for the night. All we have to do is enjoy the evening and eat.
Entonces para tu. ¿El tuyo, Jaco?
So Laurel and my mom went to wash the dishes, not too far out to that restroom area. And I just kind of stayed here with my grandpa just to sort of bat down the hatches because there's a storm brewing and it's kicking up some pretty good wind. So it doesn't look like we have any widowmakers up above. The trees are fairly short and they look fairly strong. Earlier there was a lot of wind kicking up and they looked like they were pretty stable. However, we kind of had to readjust the tarp a little bit and you know, strap it down or get them tighter, the guy lines, tighten them up a little bit just to make sure. I may have to get another guy line to secure that end over here on this tarp just to make sure that it doesn't get, you know, too flappy with the wind. So it's about 5 till 7 and that's what we're doing right now. So well guys, it's pretty much bedtime, so we're tucked in for the night. It's raining, so I'm kind of glad that we set up the tarps earlier so there's no you know, problems with the water. There's a big group that just arrived next to us, so they're just kind of staying in there. There's yeah, there's a little bit of rain. There's a lot of mosquitoes too, so let me turn on the light. I'm actually sleeping inside of the Snug Pack jungle bag, so it's got a mosquito net, so I will definitely be sleeping inside of the mosquito net. And this is also a new hammock. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is the Snug Pack tropical hammock. So first time I've used it, I'll tell you guys how I did. Tomorrow morning, so far it's pretty comfortable, so I don't see any problems with it. So yeah, there's my mosquito net. I'll be using that in, as soon as I turn the camera off, and I guess we'll see you guys in the morning. There's Laurel in her hammock. She's got a bug net, so snug as a bug. And then my mom and my grandpa are somewhere over there. My mom also has one of those hammocks that have the bug net, so they're you know, pretty much set. Anyway guys, we'll see you guys, we'll see you in the morning. Alright guys, so it's morning, day 2, and we didn't have the best of nights. Approximately about 8 in the evening, 2 big groups came in. A lot of kids, a lot of people, a lot of noise. A little bit disrespectful. We didn't have a great night's sleep. There were a lot of people making noise, and you know, we didn't. You know, the noise finally quit about, I don't know, 1:30 or so a.m. So we decided to pack up and find another spot. So we found this spot. Very nice spot. We're setting up the hammocks over there, and you know, we've got some neighbors, but they're family, so they should be okay. So yeah, that's where we are. We already have breakfast. I'm sorry, I don't think I recorded. I forgot to record. We had some really nice oatmeal, so that was breakfast for us. So the plan for today is go out for a hike. We'll see what we can do after we set up, of course, and then we'll see what the day awaits. So we're gonna go and finish setting up, and we'll bring you back in shortly. All right, guys. So we're finally on the trail, and we're headed. We're gonna try to make one of those ridges over there. I don't know if it's gonna be possible, but we're gonna give it a try. So we made the packs a little bit lighter. We left what we're not needing to carry in the car. The car's parked over there. That's the same parking lot from yesterday, from the dam. So the dam is over here, and yeah, we're just gonna try to see how far we can get up there. I can see a trail somewhere down there. So we'll see how passable that is. Of course, it's kind of rocky, and terrain is pretty fractured. I've got the sun jack attached to my pack, if you guys can see it there. So I used it. We recharged 3 iPhones yesterday with it, so very satisfactory performance. First time to use it, obviously, so very happy with it so far. And by the way, recharging 3 iPhones only took 1 out of 4 little bars, indicator bars, that tells you how much power or how much juice it has. So that was not a whole lot. So we could probably recharge, I don't know, a couple iPads, 3 or 4, maybe 5 iPhones, and still have some juice left. So we're gonna keep recharging it just to do it, attaching it to the pack for the first time. So we're gonna try to find our way down there and see how we do. Let's do it. All right, so we're pretty much trailblazing at this point, trying to get there. We still haven't crossed the river, but look at those cacti. Those are amazing. This whole terrain is littered with pretty little cacti blooming. There's the peak that we went up on yesterday. It looks like somebody's there at the very top. How cool is that? All right, we're gonna keep on going, and we'll see what we find. All right, so we made it down to what it looks like a dry creek bed. I don't know if this is the main one that comes out of the dam, which is somewhere around that way, but we've been making our way down from that direction. Fairly dry, nice little watering hole for animals. And of course, obviously, if you were looking for water, but we got plenty of water. We've got, basically, we're still full of water. We haven't drank much, but you know, kind of nice to know where we can find some water. We're still trying to make our way somewhere behind those trees, see if we can make our way up. So that's what's happening right now. Very nice area. Gorgeous rock. Tadpoles?
Yeah.
Oh, I see them. They're hiding underneath those rocks.
Look, here's one. See it?
What's a leaf? Oh, I see him.
That little dude right there.
Yeah, just let him be. All right, we're gonna try to find a way up there. So we've been just kind of walking the creek bed. We don't seem to, or I can't seem to find a way to go up. The vegetation seems to be too dense to be able to make it up there, so we're gonna keep heading on the creek and hopefully make it to a suitable place to go up. I see the ridge over there, So we're still getting closer to the ridge. We just gotta find a place to go up on. There's a little bit of a rock field there. So let's keep making our way up there. Oh, there we go. That looks a lot more passable, so that puts us right at the skirts of those ridges, so let's make it up there. Alright, sorry if I sound a little bit winded, but this kind of kicked my butt down there. That was a creek that we came from. Very rocky terrain. Very fun, but very physically tolling. And there's the peak, or not the peak, but the little mound, rocky formation that we climbed yesterday. Taking a bit of a break from the sun and from the climbing. We just found a little small tree with a good amount of shade. So just relaxing for a few minutes and cool off. That's where we're going. And we're almost there, so reckon maybe 15 more minutes, 10 more minutes of climbing. We're going to stay up there for a little bit because the sun is right on top of us, and then slowly make our way down further, I guess further that direction. That's where the dam is. Gorgeous terrain, very rocky. Alright, let's get up there. Alright, so we made it to the top, and or to the top of the one that we were kind of looking at. So I'm going to give you a quick 360. There's my grandpa and my mom. And over there, that's the one from yesterday. Over here's the dam. And I can see the truck in the distance. The lake. And I think my grandpa and my mom have the intention of going further up to that point. I don't. I'm a little tired. Of course, you have to keep in mind that whatever you climb up, you have to make it back down. So I think I've met my limit for the day. So we're going to take the packs off and just sit down and wait for them, and try to get a little bit of a, I guess, break from the sun. All right, so we made it back to the little shade again. Came down from the top. It's lunchtime, so we're tucking in. We'll have the same thing. A little bit of sausage there. So food time, and recharge the batteries in a little bit, and we're gonna start making our way back to where the car is. So let's do it. So we're done with lunch. We're headed back. We're trying to figure out our way to cross this little mini canyon thing. So sun's pretty strong. Battery's kind of low. I have an extra battery, but I'm gonna save that for later on. So I guess I'll give you guys an update whenever we get to the car, and yeah, we'll try to be safe making our way down. Well, it's about 5:30 in the afternoon and we are hungry, so we're gonna go ahead and start up dinner. The sun, our shade is not very successful right now. The sun is coming in or setting in over there, so it's just kind of shining over here. But hopefully by the time we're done with dinner, it's going to be further down and not as big of a deal or as much of a discomfort, but oh well. So we're going to get dinner started and eat, and we're just planning on relaxing. We're fairly tired from the walk earlier. So yeah, we're just going to try to take it easy. Here's what we got. We got some darn good chili mix. We got some minestrone soup mix. We may not get into this, but this is rice and chicken, and then we got some Tony Chachere's jambalaya. So that's probably going to be really good. And we got a good assortment of granola bars and all that kind of stuff. So what we need to get is some water. We'll heat it up and get to start eating. Well guys, I'm sorry I'm concluding the video like this, but my little SD card ran out of space, so I couldn't record. We ended up leaving a little bit earlier than anticipated. We had more rain coming in, so we just kind of had to leave. But as you can tell, it was an awesome trip. We had a great time. There's a lot of things to do. The sun was just very strong, so we got tired a lot faster in our walks. But all in all, it was a pretty good place to visit. We had no idea that it existed until about a couple of weeks ago when a coworker told me about it. So very glad we made it into a plan B for not being able to go to Arkansas. So it definitely paid off. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Please check us out on Facebook, Muddy Tiger Outdoors. Please leave a comment if you feel like doing so. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.